You need to get a book that details how the Federal Reserve Bank came into existence. The boys that print your money, that's the real power. They got us killing each other over this. Selling out our future over this. Jews set up the communist camp. Karl Marx was a Jew. Jews set up democracy or capitalism. Do you really want democracy? Let me break it down and show you what it means. You want democracy? You got democracy. You need to get a book that details how the Federal Reserve Bank came into existence. The boys that print your money, that's the real power. They got us killing each other over this. Selling out our future over this. Jews set up the communist camp. Karl Marx was a Jew. Jews set up democracy or capitalism. Do you really want democracy? Let me break it down and show you what it means. You want democracy? You got democracy. What is democracy? Let's break the word down. Democracy. You got it? D-E-M-O-C-R-A-C-Y. Pardon me, I only went to the 3rd grade. Democracy. That is an English word that has its root in Greek. So in order to understand the real meaning of democracy, you got to go to Greek. So the word demo comes from the Greek word demos. And krasi comes from the Greek root kratis, K-R-A-T-I-S. Demos, kratis. When you bring it up into Latin, it becomes demon, D-E-M-O-N, C-R-A-C-I, krasi. Then they drop the N and change the I to a Y, and you get democracy. Well, demos kratis and democracy means the rule not of the people, but the rule of the devil. Democracy. So when they say, we want democracy in Africa, we want the rule of the devil, not the rule of the people. They have never wanted the rule of the people. They want the rule of a few to subjugate the masses so that the few can live in luxury as bloodsuckers of the poor. Democracy. It's the only game in town now. Democracy. And like it's written, I think in the book of Jeremiah, Mr. Bush can say, as it's written there, I sit as a queen and shall see no sorrow. But God spoke and said, O virgin daughter of Babylon, come and sit thou down in the dust. See, Babylon was like that. She was a great city that dealt in commercial enterprise, and she waxed rich and strong, but in her midst were the Hebrews. The Hebrews that didn't belong to the Babylonians. They were taken out of their natural environment and brought into a strange land among strange people, taught a strange learning and a strange language, and given strange names. Until one day Daniel arose and saw the handwriting on the wall. And he told the wicked king that his kingdom had been weighed in the balance and found wanting. O virgin daughter of Babylon. She wasn't just a daughter, she was a virgin. Oh, that's a description. You know, a virgin means untouched, unspotted. That's the way America sees herself. She's destroyed nations, but no nation has bombed her. Not one of America's cities has suffered what America has put on cities of nations around this world. You that visit America, you can fly from the East Coast to the West Coast. You see an unbroken string of marvelous cities and towns that have never known the ravages of war. Not from the outside. It only knew war in the Civil War, in the War of 1812. And those were wars, but not since America has been developed in the modern context. The shock of the hour. Now, remember how I started the lecture? Talking about God in person? That's how we're going to end it. You see, if this is Israel, the real Israel, the hidden Israel, then if you look in the book of Revelations, you see a mystery Babylon that was like a golden chalice on the outside, but filth and abomination of every kind on the inside. Here's America, the melting pot, where you can walk the streets and hear so many different languages. It's like the Tower of Babel. And the people in America are confused and one against the other, and that confusion is waxing stronger every day. But she's still the only game in town. But in her midst is a whole people that didn't come on the Mayflower, that didn't come seeking freedom, but came in the holds of ships as slaves. The same Jewish people that say they're our friends were the principal architects of the slave trade. They were the principal beneficiaries of the slave trade. We have this documented, sisters and brothers, from their own scholarly writings, not from the mouth of Louis Farrakhan. They were the principal architects in distributing the slaves. They were the auctioneers that sold the slaves. They were the plantation owners that bought the slaves. They were the masters that worked the slaves. They were the ones that helped to rob us of our minds, of our names, our language, our culture, our religion, our God, so that today you know nothing of yourself because of your friends. It was Jews who fought against Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, Gabriel Prosser, Toussaint Louverture, Dessalines, Christophe. It was Jews who wept against Frederick Douglass, Jews who wept against Marcus Garvey, Jews that wept against Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Jews in the government, in the Justice Department, Jews that wept against the prophets of God.
Democracy, though celebrated for its inclusiveness and fairness, operates within several constraints. 1. Majority rule versus minority rights. Democracies often operate on the principle of majority rule, which can sometimes marginalize minority groups. Ensuring the rights of minorities while respecting the will of the majority is a constant challenge, especially when majoritarian decisions infringe on minority rights. 2. Limited participation. Voter turnout can be low, and not all citizens are equally informed or engaged in the political process. This can lead to the election of leaders who do not necessarily represent the interests of the broader population. Additionally, certain groups, example, low-income or marginalized population, may face barriers to political participation. 3. Influence of special interest. In democratic systems, powerful interest groups, corporations, or wealthy individuals can assert significant influence over policy making through lobbying, campaign donations, or media control. This can undermine the principle of equal representation, skewing political outcomes in favor of the few rather than the many. 4. Institutional limitations. Democracy requires strong institutions, judiciary, legislation, free press, and civil society to function effectively. When these institutions are weak or compromised, corruption and authoritarianism can flourish even within a democratic framework. At number 5, polarizations and gridlock. In pluralistic democracies, divergent political ideologies and party loyalties can lead to polarization, making it difficult to achieve compromise or consensus. This can result in political gridlock where important legislation is stalled and governance becomes inefficient. 6. Short-term focus. Democratic leaders often have a focus on short-term electoral gains to stay in power. This can limit their ability or willingness to tackle long-term issues such as climate change, education reform, or infrastructure development that require sustained efforts beyond election cycles.